The stars outside the viewport flicker cold and distant as Sergeant Heron grips the ship's worn railing. Below, the Federation's fleet sprawls like a steel spiderweb, controlling, suffocating. A whispered comm crackles over the comms. Allies inbound, ready for disruption. But who exactly are these allies? And how could an ambitious sergeant, a vengeful pontiff, and a ruthless gambler possibly unite against this cosmic empire? That question hangs heavy in the recycled air. You're about to find out why the Federation's reign might finally meet its match, and how a fragile alliance might just be the universe's last hope. Let's start at the gritty core. How do strangers become an unbreakable team when the odds are stacked in a merciless galaxy? This is not your typical hero crew. Each brings scars, secrets, and conflicting motives, making their alliance both explosive and vital. At Kestrel Station, Sergeant Heron faces a ticking clock. Federation troops are swarming the docks and escape routes are blocked. Knowing failure means annihilation, he calls an unexpected ally, the gambler Rin. Their past clashes are legendary, but Rin's risky plan to hijack a Federation freighter might just save them. As the ship's engines roar to life, their pulse races, not just from danger but from trust newly forged in fire. Think of the alliance like a game of poker. Everyone's holding a hand with secrets and their own wins to chase. This isn't a handshake deal. It's a dynamic contract, alive and adaptable. Each player must read the other's tells, bluff when necessary, and fold if it protects the bigger picture. Survival depends on seeing the invisible threads connecting each motive and move. By the time they've evaded the enforcers and repaired the freighter's damaged shields, something has shifted. They're no longer just survivalists grabbing opportunities. They're a brotherhood bound by shared danger, humility, and resolve. The impossible unity of a sergeant, pontiff, and gambler hints at a powerful truth. Alliances born in adversity can overturn empires. Pontiff Alara is no saint. Her holy robes hide a carefully sharpened blade of revenge. What drives a spiritual leader to gamble everything against the Federation's iron grip? Her story shakes free the fragile veneer of faith and exposes a radical weapon in rebellion's arsenal. On the scorched surface of Nalura Prime, Alara stands alone between a Federation firing squad and a crowd of innocent refugees. She doesn't run. Instead, she calmly delivers a sermon that sparks a riot. Her capture is expected, but behind bars, her voice turns to whispers that ignite underground cells. Her sacrifice isn't martyrdom. It's a calculated gambit designed to fracture the Federation's moral facade. Faith here is less about worship and more about leverage. Like a master chess player positioning bishops and knights, Alara wields belief as both shield and sword. Faith rallies unseen followers, inspires defiance, and creates a network of trust resistant to Federation propaganda. It's the classic Beitan switch. What looks like spiritual submission masks a strategic powerhouse. Her revolution seeds grow quietly but explosively. The Federation's tight grip begins to loosen as old believers become insurgents, and the narrative of divine justice becomes a rallying cry for freedom. The vengeful pontiff transforms personal vendetta into a movement that challenges the very legitimacy of the Federation's rule. It's a reminder. Sometimes faith is the fiercest weapon in a fighter's arsenal. Rin, the gambler, doesn't play safe ever, but his wild bets, sharp instincts, and cold calculations reveal a brutal truth. Sometimes, chaos fuels order. How does a risk-taker navigate a universe rigged by the Federation's iron code? On the neon-lit backstreets of Zircon V, Rin holds his breath as the Federation bounty hunters close in. The last hand he plays isn't cards, it's smuggling forbidden tech inside innocuous cargo. His gamble, bet on chaos disrupting the Federation's sense of security. With Federation scanners pinging, the tension snaps in a heartbeat. Will luck or cold strategy win this round? Think of Rin's gambles like turbulence in a perfectly engineered machine. Most see chaos as destructive, but he uses it to jostle the system, exposing weak points. Like a con artist flipping a rigged table, calculated disorder unsettles the Federation's control, forcing them to react and revealing vulnerabilities behind their silver masks. By mastering chaos, Rin doesn't just survive, he shapes the battlefield. His risky moves force the Federation to stretch thin, opening cracks for others to exploit. The realization hits. Calculated risk isn't reckless. It's a form of power, a way to punch holes in what seems impenetrable, and the Alliance becomes unstoppable through his wild card genius. Enter Rachel and Kael, two forces of nature whose courage and cunning shift the balance. They're not side notes but pivotal players rewriting the rules. Their alliance isn't just about muscle, it's about disruption, insight, and unstoppable momentum. Rachel moves like a shadow through Federation battle stations, disabling security grids with a signature blend of precision and speed. One night, her sabotage disables a weapons array targeting civilian colonies, forcing a Federation retreat. But she's spotted, soon hunted. Instead of hiding, she doubles down, showing raw guts and turning her vulnerability into a weapon that saves countless lives. Kael's arena is words and wills. At a tense peace conference on Yalara, with Federation delegates sneering, she weaves a subtle web of flattery, threats, and alliances, turning supposed enemies into uneasy collaborators. Her mastery of diplomacy under extreme pressure reveals how soft power can fracture stone-hard regimes from the inside out. Together, Rachel and Kael prove that complexity wins wars. Muscle, diplomacy, stealth, and courage combine to shift the entire galaxy's fate. This mix of tactics, often underestimated, reminds us that diverse skills and perspectives aren't just nice to have. They're the secret sauce to overthrowing giants. So, how does this ragtag group turn into a galaxy-shaking force? Through cunning tactics and relentless courage. Their journey shows us that alliances aren't static. They're living, breathing strategies constantly evolving under pressure. In the Outer Rim's shadowy asteroid fields, the Alliance launches a synchronized assault on Federation supply lines. Heron coordinates the strikes. Rin flips odds in their favor, while Rachel disables comms. Their surprise attack cripples Federation logistics, rallying local colonies to rise up. But the victory is fragile. Federation retaliation looms, forcing the Alliance to adapt fast or vanish into space dust. Intelligence gathering and deception fuel every move. The Alliance employs an intricate web of spies and false leads, like painting moving targets on a foggy battlefield. They use misinformation to misdirect the Federation fleet, much like a magician's misdirection, turning apparent chaos into a master plan that keeps them one step ahead of a vastly superior foe. From near captures to crushed fleets, their desperation refines their edge. Each tight squeeze sharpens strategies and deepens bonds. The true triumph isn't just in battles won, it's in transforming vulnerability into opportunity. The Alliance's relentless adaptability shines a stark warning to the Federation. Even the mightiest empires collapse when they underestimate unity forged in extreme pressure. Remember that creaking freighter from the opening scene. Now you see how every wild card, every whispered vow of vengeance, every risky gamble and act of diplomacy combine to stop the Federation onslaught. The Alliance isn't just a team. It's a powerful metaphor for any struggle where survival depends on trust, risk, and relentless ingenuity. Next time you face a daunting problem, try this. Form your own alliance. Seek unlikely partners, blend your strengths, and never underestimate the power of courage born in chaos. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.